You are now entering the realm of white hot business. This is where we get real about why what happens in the bedroom and your body is a reflection of your business confidence and visibility. I'm your host, sexologist and business mentor Lauren White, and I'll guide you to become the sovereign, magnetic, and sensual woman that's available for more success and satisfaction. Access all areas. It's time to transform your business from lukewarm to white hot. Hello and welcome. I'm Lauren White, and my business fuck-ups are the fuel for my business climaxes. What's it like hearing that? Are you surprised? I kind of hope I've piqued your curiosity just a little for where we're going to go in today's episode of White Hot Business. I want to make sure that you heard me right. My mistakes are the key to my success, and they are always a part of the tapestry of my turn on that allow me to be climactic in my bedroom, in my body, and in my business. I am a proud fuck up. I have made a lot of fuck ups in my business. You know what though? They've all come from a really intentional place. They come from the part of me that is so fiery and so turned on for what I do. All that happens is I misread some of the cues because they go pew, 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 pew. And I forge ahead, rush ahead, and then kind of stop and realize, oh, this isn't working. The older I get, the less I do that. But I want to acknowledge all of my youthfulness, all of my vigor, all of my turn on, all of that fire that I have in overflow in my sacral center just sometimes misreads the signals. And before I go on, I want to point out that I have purposefully, intentionally chosen a day in my calendar to record this where something I had planned that I was really turned on for wasn't able to go ahead. I want to normalize talking about what doesn't work in a completely different frame of reference for women in business, and to start to see what we think is a low or a this isn't working, which is true. We're not going to try and change that in any way, but I want you to start seeing how you can use your business lows to rebound and bounce even higher into a business climax. Now, I'm recording this on the day where I thought I was going to be offering something that really turned me on, but it wasn't able to go ahead. It didn't get the green light. And I just want to walk you through how I see the things that don't work out in business differently to you and how I leverage them to my advantage. This is vital because this can be the make or break in business. It's never about what happens to you in business. Yes, it requires reference and acknowledgement. What you know deep down is it's about how you respond as a human and how you choose to respond rather than react and crumble and see and go into the victim mode and think that everything's working against you. That will suck the turn on out of your business like nothing else. That will drain any magnetism dry and will make it even harder to like crawl back into your business. We don't want that. We want any low that we experience to be a deep and profound learning lesson, to meet a new edge, and to get the data from it to go, oh, okay, This is why. This is why. This is why this didn't work. So, let's talk about first some common triggers for going into a business low. All of these will be familiar to you with different degrees of charge. Everyone's got their own stuff in business, their own shadows that get stroked, maybe poked, prodded. And so each of these things I'm about to mention, it's going to have a different charge for you, but they'll all be familiar to you in some way, shape, or form. Some really common triggers for a low in business. The first one is health. I'm going to kind of, throw a spanner in the works here. Like you thought I was just going to mention something that happens in your business, right? But what I've found is there is no business low like something going on in your health. It can be really challenging, feeling like you're pushing shit uphill when your health and your energy is not conducive to being your most turned on self in your business. That can be an incredibly hard one to swim your way back to the surface with. And it can really activate that feeling of powerlessness. I don't have control. I can't do everything I want. Like, I know that this is in me, but I don't have the fire. I don't have the energy to really light those sparks I want to light in my business. Challenging, right? I have mentioned health first because that should be the first place you go to if you're having a business low. Even though I'm a nurse, even though I was a nurse, even though I know a lot about health, mental health, physical health, it took me a while to start to be programmed to something's not working in my business, pause. Where is my energy at? Pause. Do I need to be checked over? Do I need to go back to an acupuncture appointment? Do I need to go to an allied health appointment? Do I need to get my bloods done again? It took me a while to just get used to business isn't working. Where's my energy at? How is my health? To really go, wait, before I go kind of throwing spaghetti at the wall in the business and trying to make it work, what is going on within me? Because if my energy is off in any way, if it's out of sync, that needs to be addressed first to fuel the business. So I want to say the same thing to you before you go throwing money into the business, throwing all of your energy, which is dwindling because you've got a health issue. Go get the health issue course corrected first. That will be the best investment in your business. That will be the best investment in your business. Health first. And then you can pick the fire back up in your business and make much better decisions from a place of stability within your body, within your mind. Go to your health first and get the power back. Another really common low in business for women is finances. I was going to say financial stuff. That's a professional term. Financial stuff. Finances. It triggers off instability in the root. It says, I'm not safe. I'm not stable. This isn't working. This isn't viable. This is too hard. This is costing too much. This is taking too much. What if the next time your finances feel unstable, instead of triggering off that highly charged state of worthlessness, I'm not worthy, this is happening because I don't deserve this, if I was really worthy, I'd have what she has, blah, 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 blah. What if you came back to the truth that you've made money before in your business, you can make it again, you are in the game for the long run, and really it's not about the money? What if in that low point, you come back and rebound higher than ever because you take all the information that's there and you use it to find your alignment again, and you use it to love even deeper, and you use it to receive even deeper, and you use it to create the offer that you have been putting off because you're too scared. The offer that has you feeling absolutely electrified. What if when you go through a gap in finances, instead of putting out the lowest ticket offer, you put out the biggest offer you have ever made in your life? What if? Because that's a temptation, right? Oh, I'm not making money. And I'm in the low, and I'm not magnetic, and I'm acting desperate and anxious. So I'm going to put out this like $22 offer and hope that 100 people take it, or 3 people take it, or whatever the desire is. It's not actually a desire. It's a knee-jerk, I should say. A knee-jerk reaction. And if I laugh, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing because I know. All of this comes from a place of knowing, I promise you. What if you used it, a low, to climax into the biggest offer you've ever done in your life, but you need to course correct your energy before you do that? Okay? This is where it stems back to what we said in the health as a trigger for a business low. Come back to your energy. Be the person that sells the $10,000, $20,000 offer. Be that person first, and then put that offer out into the world. So I've done this a number of times, and when things feel sticky, I just go, ooh, what could I do that's even bigger? Why am I going through a gap? Am I actually in alignment with what I'm currently selling? Could it be even better? The third trigger we're going to cover for a business low is rejection. Women in business are so sensitive to rejection, and it's because a lot of us are hypersensitive to rejection. And that's because, and that stems back to the truth that there are a lot of neurodivergent women in business, a lot of mavericks, a lot of out-of-the-box thinkers, and that's why working within systems didn't work for us. And so we go and do our own thing. And with doing our own thing comes some really old wounds that can get reactivated, such as rejection. So when you are in a business low, or if people leaving your world, unsubscribing, unfollowing, leave your world, can you reframe it as now I'm even safer in my work because everyone who's here wants to be here. Thank you for leaving. Thank you for sloughing off the deadwood so that I could just have a juicy, concentrated, intimate cocktail party of a business. Thank you for leaving, because this party was spilling outside of the house and I couldn't get round to everyone, and it wasn't feeling as fun as it could. No one had space to dance. Like there were drinks being spilled everywhere. Now it's like this beautiful, intimate cocktail party now that some of you have left and gone home. Thank you. You can tell what I like for my business, right? I imagine my business as the most beautiful cocktail party that anyone could come to. I like that. So change up the metaphor, change up the visual if you need it to look and feel different, but Thank people that leave your world. It's not personal. You've left other people's worlds. You've pressed unsubscribe. You've pressed unfollow. Just say thank you to them and hope that whenever you leave someone's world, they're saying thank you to you as well. Because what we want is clear spaces, clear intentional spaces where you are clear on what you're offering, not diluted to try and please as many people as possible. So rejection in your business, when someone says no to your offer or in no uncertain terms says no to your offer, as I experience, just go, it's okay. Like it wasn't their time. I will put this in another episode. There are ways that I handle no differently to other people. This is not the space for it, but I don't see a no as rejection. I'll keep you hanging with that one. Okay, so now that we've identified some of the common triggers, the activators for having a low in biz, like your health, finances, that feeling of rejection, it's not working, I hate this now, my business hates me, wherever your mind goes in those dark times, and God knows we've all had a dark night of the soul when it comes to our businesses and how much of our love and libido is poured into it. We want to turn you around now to start feeling white hot when you've been in a funk. I've already given you some ideas. Naturally, libido is in overflow. I'm going to give you a few more. I'm going to give you a glimpse into my Willy Wonka brain and what I say to myself in order to get back to a place of turn on when I feel like I've gone cold, frozen over, and I'm retreating from being in my power. These days, this happens over the course of like an hour, but in the past, it would have been days of like wallowing, pity, all the things, all the like victim-y kind of states that we can go into. And sometimes that looked like overaction and overcompensation. I want to reference that. It's not always retreating and not doing anything and being passive. Your operating system can have you overcompensate when you go through a hard time. Like, how much action can I take? How can I fix it? How can I get back? And that's often not the right course of action. We want you to pause first. And the way that I do that is I just go into my mind when I know that something, just say an event, like I'm talking about today, an event hasn't happened. Here's what I say to myself. I go, I trust that didn't work out the way I thought it could. Right. Thank you. Thank you, Big U, for you saved me from something. You've redirected me to something else because that thing isn't happening. Because I know if that thing was destined to happen, it would have happened. Thank you for leaving an absence where I thought it was going to be filled, because that's taking me to a deeper place that I couldn't go to if the surface thing worked out. Okay? I am just rejigging my perception in my mind of what has happened from, like, this thing not working is like dire, it's catastrophic, it's just like, okay. Well, I'm glad I tried. I tried, because here's a secret I've never said publicly. Every offer I put out there that doesn't work, someone comes through into the work in private. So when you're stalling on putting an offer, a group offer out there, or an event, just know that you're also denying another avenue or entry point for private clients to come into the work. So this thing that didn't work out that I'm referencing today, I had a stellar one-to-one client come in for a really beautiful 4-figure offer, and it didn't cost me anything. I just promoted it on social media. I noticed a response from her, and we had a conversation. She came into the work. It was easy. But the event started the conversation. So am I truly deep down bummed that didn't happen? No, I just got redirected and a beautiful woman got to come into the work, and it cemented another aspect of my skill set for me that I trust will be utilized and make magic in time. Maybe I was just trying to pull it in too far from the future into the now, and that's always worth a try in my book. But it's not, I'll do my bit and then the universe does its bit. But I'm not passive, I'm not victim-y, and I see the alternate possibilities when something doesn't work out. So really hear what I said. Nothing is wasted. It can bring people closer to you that just needed a different take on what your offer is or your skill set, and it can allow them to come into the work in a different way, and it can be worth more. It can be more supportive of the business than the original intention. I'll put it that way, or the original offer. The second thing I do when I go through a business flow, so I'm always like, I just talk to myself first. I go, oh, okay. And then I do some shadow work. I go, oh, where was I complicit in that happening? Where did I maybe default to an old form of patterning? I thought, where did I be a bit reactive? Where did I not listen to some of my body signals? Where did I do an old thing that I said that maybe in some way I said I wasn't going to do that anymore, and I've done it again. But it looked different. I was like, no, this is different this time. I do shadow work because I take radical responsibility for what I put out there, for the energy in my business, for my energy, for my voice, for my stance, for my sentence. It is my responsibility. That is what's my responsibility. So I just ask, where did I do something, that maybe wasn't in total alignment, and I kind of knew, but I kind of ignored it, or really ignored it. So I just go, okay, am I going to recommit to not doing that thing again and find alternate ways in future? I just re-pledge to myself if it's an old way that I defaulted to. I also come back to, okay, that didn't work. What turns me on now? What feels like the most turned on action I can take? And I'm checking in with my body. I'm coming back to my body. I'm not drinking or wallowing away in self-pity that this thing didn't happen. I'm going, right, how can I regroup, pick my energy back up by receiving and nurturing myself first, so that I can go through another surge of creativity and put some juicy offers out there. Okay, so I'm taking that responsibility and I'm coming back to my favorite fucking question. Does this turn me on? What would turn me on now? That thing hasn't got the green light. Okay. What would turn me on? What could I not stop talking about? What could I talk about underwater? What offer in my office suite feels like, oh, there are so many people ripe for this? Maybe not so many people, but the people that I really want to call in, maybe they're so ripe for this. How can I put all my turn on into that? The fourth thing I do is I come back to a sense of satisfaction in my personal life and my sex life. Okay, I could use this business low as something that's just going to totally derail my personal life and time and who I am as a partner, who I am as a parent, who I am as a daughter, friend, blah, 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 and just be a fucking bitch and project my shit into my personal life because this thing isn't working in my business. Or I could put my focus back on my personal life and do that instead and rebuild my magnetism and really love on my life so that when I next sit down to do the work, I'm not in that overcompensation mode. My libido's been tended to. I have received. I feel loved. Really important one that warrants a whole episode. I feel loved, I'm receiving love, I'm giving love, and I'm so much more than the money I make or don't make in my business. I am Lauren first. Okay, so I've really come back to that. So all of what I'm talking about now can happen in a matter of minutes. I trust, and then I rejig my mind. I do my shadow work and just check in where I was complicit. I come back to what turns me on. I come back to my personal life and my sex life. And the fifth thing I do, again, this could all happen in a matter of minutes or an hour, is, and sometimes in a different order because it depends where my needs and desires are at. The fifth thing I do is I get support. I do not bottle anything in. I have to express. I have a libido that has to express. I don't feel turned on by holding in, being in shutdown and not talking about it. I have to verbalize. I have to verbalize, written, Voxer, text, phone call. I have to get it out because I know the sooner I get it out and process it and be seen, the sooner I can move on, the sooner I can get back to my turn on. The sooner I can get back to my turn on, the sooner I can have an even better climax than what I was going to have before this event offer thing went out into the world. I see everything as an opportunity to go deeper so that I can climax higher. And I implore you to see the world and your business and anything that you see as a setback in the same frame of reference. Say, I am being taken down deep because the deeper I go, the higher I can climax on the other side. You are not here for a flatlined business, lackluster life, boring, perfunctory bedroom. You are here for the ecstasy and the satisfaction and the inner success and the You are here for it all. And trust these shitty times are adding so much texture to your memoirs and your story and making the big bang on the other side even bigger and brighter and bolder and more satisfying than, a little fizzle of an orgasm that you are going to have because everything went quote unquote okay. Trust that. Trust is the first piece. And getting support in your business is a non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. You cannot just do this all on your own and sit there and go through these hard times because those hard times will start to feed you the bullshit that you're the only one. No one else goes through this. Everyone is a success because everyone's got their highlight reel up. It's not true. I cannot emphasize enough how much goes on behind closed doors that you don't know about. Because I know what happens in women's bedrooms and I know what happens in their businesses. And no one is getting this smooth, easy, cruisy run. There's always obstacles, and it's about how you face the obstacles and how you see them as beautiful redirection, a deepening, an opportunity to do a bigger offer that you're avoiding. It can be what fully makes your business if you be the red-blooded woman instead of defaulting to the little girl and just crying and victimy, whinging, pity party. We all go through stuff, but get support, have a safe space to put it, a private space to put it, because the sooner you put it somewhere, the sooner you can get what you need in that moment or just what you want. It doesn't have to be a need. It can just be a want. And the sooner you can move on effectively, efficiently, and get back to being turned on and then magnetizing what you want, who it is you want to come into your world, etc., etc. There is nothing to be learnt from a protracted long-term business funk. It's shadowy stuff running your work. It's a personal problem that's running your business. So get the support. This is what I give my clients in climactic. We start with a private intensive so that we can look at all of the energetic bottlenecks that are going on in her business, everything that's going on in her body, and gently unplug these so that we can get to the turn on and the clarity, and all of that informs the strategy. There's no greater privilege than witnessing in real time a woman in business go deep on owning her desires and then having a bespoke toolkit to make that magic happen. There is no greater privilege to witness and support, but it requires you to be seen. You need to be seen in your business. If you are turned on by taking that first step, my climactic private intensive is for you, and I will put the link in the show notes for us to have a connection call, and from there we can deep dive into your business energetics, into your bedroom and body energetics, and course correct these to get you out of the funk and get you back into your power and pleasure to put that at the helm of your business. If you're not quite ready for that step, but you do want more from today, you are in a bit of a freeze state, you're disconnected, you're shut down in your body, in your business, we've got to warm you up a little bit, and I have just the way. It is my 10 days of turn on, because as I say, if you want to climax, if you want to feel white hot, you have to turn on first. This is for you if you are still waiting for permission to step out and be bolder, more brazen, and a whole lot clearer about what you're here to do and who you're here to work with. If you're ever admiring just sitting there how other women move, speak, and sell with complete power in their business, and if you keep getting stuck on actioning that confidence, authority, and pleasure in you that seems to come so easily to everyone else, then it's time to stop pretending that you're fine with how flatlined and lackluster things are in your business, and finally claim the secret advantage that's already inside of you. This is a rolling exploration with me as your guide to experience 10 days of turn on for you and your business. This is devotion that is totally free, complimentary, and it's delivered daily to your inbox starting now. It is time to play a bolder and more satisfying game in your business by connecting with your turn on. If you're in, sign up via the link in the show notes, and the turn on starts today. I trust that you were activated from today's episode, and if you're naturally left wanting more, you have several white-hot options available to you. If you want to make this your most climactic year in business, head to the Work With Me page on laurenwhite.com.au to find out how you can be seen and forever transformed. Not right for private mentoring, but want tangible steps to go from lukewarm to turn on? Get your free 10 days of turn on for you and your business at laurenwhite.com.au/turn-on. And if you yearn to give a little back after crushing on the podcast, hit subscribe and leave a captivating review so that more women can access the possibilities of a white hot business.